Hello, everybody. Welcome to Life Matters and Adedere. We are so excited to have you here today. I'm excited because we're going to be talking about something interesting today. For those that are joining us online, thank you. We're live on Facebook, we're live on Instagram, we're live on our YouTube channel. So please, if you've not subscribed to YouTube channel, please make sure you do. Turn on that notification button so that when we give you amazing content like this, you can actually support us by sharing with your friends and family. And if this is your first time ever, like you've never seen this episode or you've not seen one episode before, make sure you check on the playlist on the channel and watch the videos. Please watch it. So today we are going to be doing another I think it's a very important topic we are doing today because my guest said, you know what, I would love to share this with people, and we didn't have so much time the last time we met, which was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So first off, people, help me do a round of applause for Mr. Isreal Ademola for coming back to the show. Where's my bell? Yay! We're so excited to have you, sir. Welcome back. How have you been? How is work? How's your family doing?
Thank you so much. We are doing good. Really bless God for what He's doing, and I want to thank God for what He's doing through your shows. So I am blessed and I'm happy to be part of the program again, at least to come and bless our people, and
That's
educate them and
amazing.
enlighten them.
That's amazing. And we got a lot of feedback from the last episode. Everyone said, "Oh my God, he knew his onions." And the good thing about everyone that's been talking about real estate is that every one of our guests are gurus in their field. So there's nobody that would say that one person is better than another person because they're so unique in their craft and in what they're doing. So today we'll be going straight into the conversation because we want to talk about these things, and what we want to talk about, guys, you will not, how do I call it, it's something that you can't just say, oh, I'm trying to bring up the presentation. It's something that most people have always talked about, or they've always thought in their mind that they want to have or they want to get, but they've not done, and that is buying a house. And I'm looking at my Instagram screen and I'm looking at my YouTube and Facebook screen. So if I'm in between different screens, guys, forgive me. I'm talking to multiple audience. So today we'll be talking about common mistakes first home buyers make. And there are so many mistakes that first home buyers make. And today, graciously, Mr. Isreal Ademola is going to be sharing with us. So we have the PowerPoint slides that he'll be taking us through. So today's on will be more or less he teaching us about common mistakes first time home buyers make, but also in between we'll be asking him certain questions. But so that I don't talk too much, I will want Mr. Isreal Ademola to like go right into the conversation. What are the common mistakes? And we'll be sharing the slides right away. Thank you, sir.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for having me once again, like I said. And I would like to thank all the audience that are following you and that are so much passionate about being educated and being informed on how to make an informed decision concerning their real estate needs. And this is why we are here to make sure that we do what we can to assist people in the little way we know how to do it so that they don't get their hand burnt. And I will always say the best way to learn is to learn from people's mistakes. You don't want to be learning from your own mistakes. Sometimes it might be too costly to learn from your own mistakes, but learning from others, this is where wisdom comes in and comes into play. So, like you said, we have this slide, and like I mentioned the last time, real estate is very big, but mostly people that get into the act of missing it are the ones, most, not all the time, but most of the times, are the one that are just coming in for the first time. And, it is a big investment that I would say. So sometimes if you get it wrong at the first time, it might take you a long long time before you catch up, if you will catch up. And sometimes some people get to come up with the issue of, oh, that is not a no-go area. It's because you got bonds, you didn't take the right step. So these are some of the things that I'll be mentioning, uh, as you've said earlier. So do you want me to just go into it right away and then we just, kick the ball rolling? So one of the mistake is falling in love and not looking in great details to balance your opinion and decision making when it comes to the issue of real estate. I think you're on the right slide right there. You need to ask yourself what is not great about the house, condo, or warehouse. What is not perfect about the neighborhood? Look beyond the glamorous appearance. You will never find the perfect home, but ensure to look for the good and the bad. Yes, I mentioned this because a lot of people, most especially the first time home buyers, they get carried away with so many things, which um, people that have been guru or been in that system before knows better, or as a real estate agent. Sometimes maybe it's the environment, just like the environment. Or I have friends that lives around, or there are this, that, amenities around. But you should look beyond that. You need to focus on the property you want to engage, invest your money in. What are the things you need to know generally about the property? You need to look at the some of the things I mentioned is you need to look at the environment itself. Is it a safe environment? Because you get to some house, they will stage it in such a way that you think, oh, this is paradise. I don't want to get out of this place. But everything is just to sell. But what is the environment saying? Is the environment family oriented? You need to know that. And what is the crime rate in that area? You need to know, which is very important. So most usually, if somebody is just coming to the country, they don't really know much. All of this research you need to make before making decision. Is it closer to your children's school? And do you have to be driving longer hours before you take children to school? If you have to work, can you, juggle things around easily if the school is close by? And is it close to your workplace? Do you want to be driving 1 hour, 2 hours to your workplace in the time of snow when even if sometimes the weather is not good, and you have to pick up your children, you have to do this, you have to do that. You need to consider all those things too. Then, is it closer to grocery stores? Do you want to be driving so much hours before you get to grocery store? Is also closer to gym for people that like to do exercise, and proximity to transit, most especially if you are not driving. For some people, even if you have a car, you're working in downtown whereby you don't have the luxury of parking anywhere you want. You have to take a bus. You need to check that too during the hot, cold winter period. Do you want to keep walking, staying too long in the cold before you catch your bus? And the access to parks and for children, is it closer to park? You need to check all these things and you need to put them into perspective as a first time home buyer, because you are seeing it as your residence, and as that you want comfort, at least to some extent, to enjoy what you are paying for. Then another thing you need to know, common mistake people make is thinking it's more financially visible to buy a house rather than condo because you won't have to pay condo fee. Well, that is not true. If you have this thought process, you need to delete that away right from your mind. It depends on what you're looking for that will determine what you're going for. You don't one size don't fit all. If all you need is a small space, just for yourself and your maybe husband, or if you have children, maybe one, if that is what works perfect for you, and also based on your income. And if you think owning a condo, you'll be paying a condo fee. Well, paying condo fee and getting the luxury of not packing snow, not morning more lawn, not paying for sometimes heat and water. It is included in the condo fee that you are paying for. Sometimes they have this larger insurance that covers the major project, but still that will stop you from having your own home owner insurance should there be a problem that emanates from the unit, and um, you need to pay for the deductible. So in such case, you need your own homeowner insurance to take care of that. And if you are going for a single family, there are different type of single family. There are lane home, there are duplexes, there are townhouses, and also there are townhouse condo units. So it depends on your the purpose you need the property for, and the I would say the numbers of your family member that you're looking to move into, then how long do you see yourself staying on that property? Are you looking for a property that you'll be there for a very long time? Or are you looking for a property that you'll be there for just a short while before you get your second property? Then that serves as an investment property. All of these things you need to check, and you need to do your homework very well by answering those questions before you make decision. You don't just, oh, my friend, oh, he got a big he bought a big house. I'll just go for a big house because, oh yeah, it's better than owning a condo. Don't make such mistake.
So,
Make your
so
own decision.
sorry, before you continue, I wanted to ask two questions in between before we go to the next slide. And which is the first one you touched on is that a lot of times when we go to all these show homes, I know
Yeah.
they stage the houses. Is it possible that if I go to a particular show home and I really, really like it and everything is there, do I have the option to buy everything with what they have there, or I don't have that option?
In some cases you have it, but not all the time. Most especially builders, when they move to a particular location and they have lands that they are selling to build for people. When they are done in that area and they are moving to another location, their show home will be the, I would say, the last property they usually sell. And most of the builders, they don't need those shutter that they use to decorate the homes. Sometimes you might negotiate for buying those things. Then you just buy it as it is. They will sell it with the home if you ask for it. But a lot of you have to pay for it though. You don't just get the house and you think you're getting everything. But there are some other advantages with that. There are some other advantages that comes with that, and this something like there are some improvements that they already have in their home because it's a showroom that you may get free, or that is if you're not buying those shutter, something like AC, sometimes heated garage. Those ones will come as a gift to the showroom property you're buying. And sometimes they might add a few, thousands of dollars. But sometimes you might get a good deal on that because they are living and they just want to leave. So they want to go. But most cases, you can get to buy those shelter with the property if they are willing to sell. I think I
All right.
answered that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll go to the next slide.
Okay. So the next slide says not being strategic with your property search, negotiation. The agent you hire will make a great difference in terms of searching for property and the kind of representation you engage in will determine what you're getting at the end of the day. If you're just um getting an agent that you don't want to commit yourself to, I don't think I mentioned it the last time. Some people they think they are smart, but don't take people for the fool. How do I mean by saying this? Some people they will tell you, "Oh no, I have a couple of real estate agent that is working for me at the same time. I don't want to be committed to one particular agent." And you want them to give you the truth, 100% advice. No, you're telling them that you don't really care about them, and you want them to, be really care about you too. In some cases, it might not work like that. So, but if you are signing exclusive representation agreements, that way they can use all their resources, their time, everything within them, pull it out to get you what you want because they know, okay, you give them assurance that, okay, they'll be working for you. Not that there will be a cab driver driving down the old Edmonton City, Fort Saskatchewan, and the neighborhoods around. And at the end of the day, you say, "Oh, somebody got me what I want," and you just zoom like that. How do you feel if somebody do that to you? So there is a level of obligation they owe you if you're doing an exclusive representation agreement. But if you're just doing a customer representation agreement, they don't owe you all the exclusive representation the information you need to know. They will just get you what you need to know, and that is it. They'll move on. The more they
Yeah,
keep it to you, though.
yeah, I believe our guest last week also talked about that as a realtor, as a real estate agent, it is important to understand that it's not just about the commission, and that's one thing that she prides herself about, that she's not just about the commission or a tick in the box that, oh, I've already made another sale. For her, it's that you are
Mm.
satisfied as a client, but you won't get that, just like you said the other week. You won't get that when you have multiple agents and you're trying to cut corners and saying, oh, who will get the fastest thing just because you're trying to cut corners, right? It's better to have one person that has your best interest at heart and the person is able to share with you. These are the do's and don'ts. But if you're telling the person that I don't want, I think I watched a particular CNBC or CNCB documentary where the woman told them that she only wanted someone that would sell at, I think, 1% or something, and almost all those real estate agent blacklisted her place because nobody wanted to take 1%, right? Until one person called her and helped her out when she was like at her last straw, right? So I think it's important that even if it's not convenient for you as a realtor to go ahead to work with this person, it would be nice for you to let the person understand that this is why it would be good for you to raise your percentage, because most realtors out there, this is what they do for their living, right? And this is how they can also get food. But at the same time, as a real estate agent, it's not all about the money, like you said. It's about how do I make sure that my client is satisfied and my client gets the best. And I think that's very important.
That is why I keep mentioning it that it's not what I really get from you, but what I get through you matters a lot to me. If I know you, you might end up knowing 200 people, and the referral game goes a long way in this business than eating it. They used to use a word that say, "Get what you can, sit on the can and can it." I can't remember how they use that word. So doing that, eh, you get it once and for all, and you go no. But how can I be so kind and be helpful to you, whereby you can, even when you're sleeping, when this somebody asks you, who can you recommend? They will think of you right away. because of the way you have assisted them in the past. So that is one of the things people need to know. And don't take people for a fool. So the next one is talking too much at an open house. Hmm. This is some of the very mistake first-time home buyer does. When they come to look at a property, they begin to divulge lots of information. By say, oh, this is what I do, this is what I have, I'm getting this because of this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I love this. Oh, when I place my furniture here, oh, it's going to be perfect here. Oh, I can see myself. When they see that is a red flag to the seller agent that, okay, this fellow is falling in love with this property. And by the time we begin to negotiate, you show them your weak points, and that way they can come and use that strategy to make more from you. So that is why you leave most of the show with your agent to be doing the representation. Even if you go look at a property, just go there, have a look at it. This is nice. This is good. Talk generally. You can be asking questions, making inquiries, just want to know more. The ones I believe the agent that is representing the seller will be so smart to know the kind of information, and whatever information they will be giving to you will be based on what your wants are. I mean, for the smart one, what your wants are, not your needs. Sometimes they will give you some information concerning your needs, but if they know that this is what you really like, this is what you want, they will be marketing you in that area. And even most of the time, if say you go to a builder, so builder will only tell you, market you based on your wants too, not based on your needs. And in those ways, they will rob your Peter to pay your Paul. So learn to keep quiet. Even if you like the property, you don't give too much expression or show it that they will know that, okay, truly you are in love with this property. So mind you, they are not really for your own benefit, they are for their own purse. You should get that. So, and as a real estate agent, they care about you, not much about ourselves. That is what I can say in that regard. So I believe I can move to the next slide if there are no questions on that. So another mistake some people make is, we are in the era of you having access to most of some of the listings online that you want to view, and some are in the habit of Mr. Israel, hey, I saw this house. Can we go look at it now? Let's go now. No, no, no. No, it doesn't work like that most of the time. You have to book showing. Sometimes most of the property, they have tenants in there. And as a result of that, you need at least 24 hours notice so they can prep the place to look more presentable to you. For some that are not, that are empty, they will, they will let us know that, you only need space of 2 hours notice before you can go. And some they will state it on the private remark that you can go anytime. You just need to let the agent know about it. And also another thing you need to consider is, mind you, the agent that is working for you is not working for you alone. They have all other clients they are working for. And in this game, you need to learn how to plan your time properly. I cannot be working with a particular client right now, maybe you're doing showing, then you just come here, oh, can we go and have a look at this property? No, no, no. No, it's not done that way. Or maybe I'm taking my kids to, I have to go pick up my kid from school or things like that, and you tell me, oh, let's go. Everybody have their own time, and you need to plan properly. If fail to plan, is planning to fail. So everything needs to be properly planned. So another
And
thing,
it's even important to even be considerate. Like you won't just want, it's not like the realtor is living their life for you 24 hours. So you yourself have to be considerate to be able to say that, what if I was in this person's shoes? How would I feel if someone just called me out of the blue that I should go somewhere when I'm not prepared to do that? The person might, because the person likes you, might do that the first time, but consequently or subsequently the person will believe that you're just taking them for granted. So yeah, I think it's not fair on the person.
that's correct. Then also, another thing is, if you see property like that, real estate agent most of the time they take their time to look up the property, get to see some things about that property before even showing it. Not that they will say, "Hey, let's go." We just jump on the road and get go. Oh, there are some things you need to know about that property before you even go look at the property. Just give them what they need, the information about the property, then they look it up, and they let you know before they go see the property. So those things they've seen, and they, based on their own research they've done, when they get to property, they know, get to that property site, they know what to look for, and they know what to um, pay more attention to see if this could be a problem down the road. So on our next slide is not using home inspector because you don't want to pay extra cash. One need to be very careful here. A lot of time you see house, they do maybe they stage the house. There is one adage. I don't know if I should use my language. One amokun òkè ló ń wò. Wọ́n ní something ẹ̀wọ̀ wọ́n ní òkè ló ń wò owó sàlẹ̀. Somebody that maybe has leg issues with the way they walk, and they say, "Oh, your load is bent." They will tell you that you didn't look at what is causing the problem from the down, not up. So sometimes there are some issues that might be wrong with the house, like maybe crack to the property, but because you don't want to pay that extra $400 or $500 to do an inspection before you purchase the property. Sometimes you may end up doing the inspection and you don't buy that property. But spending that much money has saved you a lot of thousands of dollars down the road. So it's very important to engage the service of home inspector that will do their own due diligence. See what you cannot see with your own physical eye. They call them material related defects that you cannot see. So we have patient defect, we have latent defect. The patient one is the one you can see with your physical eye. The latent one you cannot see with your physical eye. Not that you cannot see it, but they're kind of hidden. But when the inspector get in there, they will see it and point them out to you and let you know if it's worth uh, investing your money in or not. Then the next slide is not being flexible in your choice of neighborhood. There are a lot of great neighborhood in Edmonton, and being flexible about where you live will help you land the home you dream within your budget. Yes, this sometimes some people will say because my friend lives in a particular neighborhood and that's where I want to live, uh, get a property. Sometimes you need to check your pocket. Number one, there are a lot of good neighborhoods around that you can live in. Number one, it's based on your pocket, your budget. Number two, you can make what you get what you want. Some people will say, oh, I want to go to an area where people are buying a house worth of $1 million. Yeah, it's a good thing if you have that money, but think twice. It comes with its own cost, which is the dollar amount. But you get some people, this is what they have in total. This is what they can afford. Maybe a house worth of 300,000, and they are looking into a neighborhood of warehouses are sold for $1 million or $800,000 or $900,000. You see that sometimes you are not really ready. You just want to waste the time of the real estate agent you are engaging in. So that is that about that. Then not being ready to compromise. That is another thing that you need to know. You should be ready to let go some things for some things. You can't have it all 100%. Sometimes you may find a nice house that you want, maybe the size is too small or the location is not the best for you. And sometimes you might find a house that is of good size, but maybe that is not the best location you want. Or you might find a house that you want, but maybe the price is too high for you. So you need to let go one thing for the other. The basic thing is to be happy at the end of the day. I've seen people that bought property. The moment they move in, within a month to 2 months, they begin to hate that property because they are not willing to compromise and um, check properly, do their due diligence before they now when they move in, they now begin to see those shortcomings, things that they will have settled in their mind before they go for that property. It now begin to dawn on them that, oh, this, and it's not easy like that to just want to sell and move on again. Most especially being the first time home buyer. And another thing you need to know is if you buy a house now, you're selling it in the next 2 years. Is a red flag to whoever that is buying it. You just bought a house, not that you have a financial challenges or they are foreclosing the house on you or you are moving to another bigger property. You just want to move like that. So it raises a red flag to me as an agent. Why would somebody buy this house, maybe new, and they want to move out? I begin to dig deep to want to know what is going on. And I tend to, advise my client based on my findings that maybe you don't want to invest in this kind of property. You get what I mean? So that is some of the things. And there are some other scenario too that could come to play whereby where maybe I should not go into that now because it's not really relevant to what I'm talking about here. I've got clients that want to. I will talk about it later when we get to maybe after the slide or in one of the other points that we have here. Then another thing is going in with a firm offer without having done your due diligence in advance. In this case, some people have made up their mind that okay, this is how much I want to spend buying a house. Is a very good budget. But if you budgeted for a house worth of 300,000, you might end up finding a house worth of 310,000. You should leave that window because sometimes there could be what is called bidding war in places like it happened here a few months ago, and it's still currently happening, but not that serious. I know in places like Ontario, you should expect that a lot. You see a house listed for 500,000, the houses end up sold for 800,000 or even more. So in such cases, if you have a firm price in mind, where maybe you are not really ready, you're just still planning to buy a house, Another thing I want us to look at is thinking you don't need an agent to represent you. I mentioned this the last time. I said it's like you having a legal case. I always cite that example. And you have a free access to legal aid, but you chose not to use it. Well, good luck to you. Oh, I can represent myself because they said I'm going to build directly to buy a house. I don't need. They said I don't need a realtor. Yeah, they will tell you that. It's because they want to rob your Peter to pay your Paul. Builder don't have a problem paying realtors, but they may have a problem you bringing in realtors because what you don't know, realtors know. The questions realtor will ask, you will not know, or you may not know, or you will not ask those questions. And based on your conversation, they get to know your weakening points through your wants, because most of the time people go in with the emotion of wants. Oh, I want this, I want that. Oh, they will tell you, you can have it, you can do this. By the end of the day, they will factor those price in. But if you have an agent that is representing you, agents work with lots of builders. So if one builder cannot give you what you want, maybe another one will give you even more of that you need, and that the one that you want also. And most especially, the need is more important than the want. And the builder will market you based on the wants, or will give you 1,000, 2,000 back as a cash back, or you think you got it all, you pay for it in another way that you don't know. And at the end of the day, you now be coming to meet a realtor or asking questions. Oh, what is about this? Don't you know that we exist before you take yourself and go in the first place? And there are some other things that we can educate you on before you move. So that you need to know. Then the next slide, I think we talk about this, no one to committing to an agent by signing a representation agreement. By law, in your profession, you need to sign a representation agreement. Even if it's a customer representation agreement you want to do, you need to sign an agreement before we begin to move. If you don't do that, that tells me that you're not ready. And I don't think I'm ready to be burning my gas around. Not even the gas alone, my time worth more to me. If I sit in Navy, I will know what I will do rather than just jumping around the whole street of Edmonton. At the end of the day, you tell me that, oh, somebody gave me something else. No, it doesn't work that way. You need to be committed. That shows, that proves to me that you're going somewhere. Not trusting your realtors. If you ask the right questions, you will know if the realtor know what they're doing or not. This, you need to ask questions. But if you don't trust your realtors, why are they representing you then? There might be things that you don't know, ask them questions, and they should be able to provide you with the answers that is right for you. That is that about that. And jump to the next question. This is where a lot of people miss out. Number one, we have, as a first-time home buyer, everyone is curious to want to go around to check properties. But one thing you need to know is, I keep telling people, it's good to go around sometimes to check properties before you make an informed decisions. But when you go around too much, you get confused because you've seen a lot. At that point, you don't even know what you're doing. And every time you go around to check a property, take notes or some of the things, important things that matters to you in every of the property you check. So by the time you get home, you can now do your own analysis. Oh, this property A has this, is in this type of location. This is this that I found in that unit. This property B has this. Oh, this is what I want in my house that this the other one doesn't have. This property C have this. Then at that point, you now sit down. You now make an informed decision. You now decide, okay, you know what? I will let go of this. I can still let go of this. This I really want. This is where the want and the need come to play. Wants are the things that if you have, is good, but needs are things that is a must. You must have it in the property you're looking forward to purchase. And you get to, you know, get those information properly if you take notes on every property you go to view. We might not have luxury of time to spend an hour on that property, viewing everything into this. But as you come in, don't just come in and be looking for furniture and look at the house properly. Okay, this is what I note that I don't like about this house. This is what I note that I like about this house. So that will help you to make an informed decision. At the end of the day, you don't get confused. It's like somebody watching the news or watching TV. A lot of pictures will keep coming to your face. And I've I took you around to view about five, six property. We spent maybe about 15 minutes to view those properties, and you didn't take any notes, and we end up viewing about 20 properties. You'll be confused. At the end of the day, you don't even know what you're doing. You just say one of these, "Oh, I like this," and you jump at it. What are the ones you viewed in the past? What are the things that you love about those properties that you didn't like about the new one? And that is why I encourage people, not that we don't have time to take you around, but when you go for too much properties, it become a problem at the end of the day. Then another thing you need to know is when you go look at a property, not using only not using all your five senses when house hunting, different from using just your eyes alone. Use your nose, use your ears, and your sense of touch. Do not perceive. Do you perceive a foul smell coming from the kitchen? You hear train and car on the road. So these are some of the things you need to note when you're in a property. Use your ears. Are you hearing too much sound from outside coming in? Are you perceiving a foul smell within the unit? Use your sense of touch. Then also use your discerning spirit too. You see some people, you show them property, they'll say, my spirit doesn't work with this property. Right away, you get out. There is no need of you waiting. Waiting for what? Or some people, oh, they just go, oh, I love your TV. Oh, I love the couch. Oh, I just love the way the kitchen is set up. Oh, look beyond those as a first-time home buyer, and that will help you a lot.
Yeah. So before you continue, I know we have just, I think, one or two slides more. Yeah. So before we go to the next slide, the question came here on Instagram, and the person says, can I change my realtor if I feel he or she is not being productive? And I want to even add to that question. What if you use a realtor in the past and that realtor or a friend used a realtor that the person did not have a good experience? Should
Okay.
you, like this person asks, can you change in the middle of the negotiation? Can you change before the negotiation starts? Or if, let's imagine after you've gone to check out all these homes and this realtor is not giving you the best, can you change the person?
So you sign an agreement before you even go to another realtor. They should ask you, do you have somebody representing you right now? If you say yes, okay, what kind of agreement do you sign? How long? And based on that, if you have a realtor you're using and they are not being productive, you can come on and say, hey, you're not getting me what I want. I'm looking forward to back out. Then you have to cancel the agreement before you can sign up with another realtor if they are not productive and they are not getting you what you want. But you both will have to reach an agreement. It depends on the kind of agreement you sign initially, but you can, back out with them. But not backing out and you want to engage another realtor, well, no good. Let them know why you're backing out. They are not being productive and they are not getting you what you want. So I believe you can back out.
Okay, so thank you very much. So I think we're on the second to last slide. Please, if you have any questions, please make sure you send it or put it in the comment section. And if you're watching us on Instagram and you want to watch us like live on YouTube, please go to the YouTube channel at Anu Adedire. You can check out the link in the bio. And if you want to support us, like we said, this week is our 5th year anniversary, 4th to 5th, like we explained earlier. But we're reaching out to each and every one of you to support the cause and support the show in itself. Nothing is too small, to be very sincere. So like we put in the as you can see in the slider, if you want to support, please send us an email, or you can just, if you're on Instagram right now, click the link in the bio, and it will take you directly to our Beacons page where you can click on the support icon and give whatever it is that you want to give. So these are second to the last slide, and it's talking about not upgrading enough during a move up. And I know Mr. Ademola will be sharing with us what that really means.
So what that means is you are in a condo unit, probably you and your partner. You begin to produce. You have the first child, you have the second one, the third one. Then you want to move. You now say, okay, you know what? Let us move to another bigger condominium with a bigger space. Mind you, is it condo you need at this point or you need a house? You need to ask yourself. You don't want to move in into another unit and you discover that after 2, 3 years that oh, this place is also small again. We need to move. You need to budget for at least say you need a bigger space. You need probably you have a 1,000 square foot space right now, and then you just need a little bit of maybe what so a house property of 1,200 square foot. You may want to go for something like 1,300 or 1,004 or five. Don't just go for a little um house. Don't just go for a house that is a little bit bigger than what you have. I'm not saying you should go for a very massive house. Cut your coat according to your clothes, but at the same time, not a house you move into and after 2, 3 years you want to move again. Make sure that you're moving to a property that will give you enough room that can serve you for another, few years down the road. So you need to put that into consideration too before you move. So don't just don't jump from fry pan to fire. Make sure that you calculate if I'm moving to this property, will it be enough to serve us for this certain period of time? That is what I mean by upgrading, not upgrading enough during the move up.
Yeah, so and that also, like, for those that, like, we have one kid now, and imagine if, let's say, we're planning to have 7 kids. Understanding that where you are right now is small and where you're moving up to. So it's also important that even when you're upgrading and you've not gotten the amount of people that you want in that space, it is important for you to start visualizing what you want. Do you want to think about, okay, if we're staying in a 4 bedroom right now and we know that we will need more space, why not start saving to build something that is to your taste, which will take a longer time. I think building will take some people 3 years, some people 2 years, some people 4 years, depending on the size and the builder. So imagine if I know that in the next 4, 5, 6 years, I'm going to have 7 children, right? It'll be easier for you to say, okay, let me work with the builder and start thinking of building my house little by little while we manage the space we have, compared to, like you said, instead of now going from where you are to now downgrade somewhere smaller, and you now regret staying in that space because of all the realities that are before you. So I totally agree with you about that. And if you want to, like we said the last time, if you want to work with Mr. Ademola, please make sure that you reach out. That's his details on the screen, and they will help you, and they're passionate, to be very sincere with you. They will go all out for you. They will do the research for you. They will do their due diligence. But all these things we're trying to share with you this month is to make sure that you yourself also, you do your own due diligence. You can't just blame someone else and say, oh, it's because this person did not do something right to me. And like you said, always check your spirit. Always check your spirit. A lot of people lose or get opportunities based on what they just had that check that I don't think this house is for us. And you know, a lot of time people think that what's wrong with this person, but the truth is, thank God for that quick check. Some people will get houses that, God forbid, something bad happens or something, or it's been tagged as an evil home, right? So it's important to always put that check. And for those that are Christians, that's why you have the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is always there to give you that check that, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. And one thing our guest last week also touched on is agreement as a couple. Oh my God. I think she said that more than 3 to 4 times last week. Agreement as a couple. You can't, even the scripture says, can two work together except they agree? You have to agree. You have to agree and be realistic on what you want to go for. If you want to go for, let's say, a 5-bedroom duplex, right? Look at your purse, look at your work, I know God blesses each and every one of us, but be realistic with your spending. You know that you can't afford that thing at that moment. Don't go and break the bank because you want to live in a big fancy house and start struggling with your mortgage payment. Nope. Let me tell you, in this Canada, most people are on you're on your own kind of level. You're on your own. I'm telling you. So it's very important for you to actually go out of your way to say, okay, how will this pay us? How will it benefit us? How will it be that we can still work together as a couple and make the best decision for our family? And that's what's most important. Before we go today, I wanted to ask if you had any final words or anything that you want to share with us before you go, because we'll just be sharing a couple of things with people on how they can support Life Matters on Adidiri. So I wanted to know if you had any other thing you wanted to add before we talk about how people can support us.
So thank you once again. I will just be building on the issue of agreement that you just mentioned now. That is what I'll be wrapping up with. You both need to agree before you go for any property. In a situation whereby you people did not agree before you go for that property, somebody is saying, oh, I want this, the other one is saying that. By the time they begin to see faults in that property, maybe the fault is reflecting from their purse. Oh, you asked us to go for this. I don't care about this. I won't be doing. That is your own personal problem, but it's better to advise you now before you get into that. Look at your purse. What can you both afford? If somebody is not working, can the other party take care of this comfortably without having a problem? Oh, because you want a bigger house, because your friend bought a bigger house, or you have to buy. Hey, do you people agree before you go into this together? And you don't want to be, going into war when you move into that property. A sweet relationship that you started. Don't let owning a property that is beyond your capacity now begin to, straining that relationship. That is very, very important. And another thing, like I used to say, is manage well to grow big. Do not grow big to manage well. It's not done that way. You have to start small, believe in God, and you keep growing. but you want to start where others started. You are not on the same lane. You are not for the same cause. Your purposes are different in life. And it's like you finding a car on the highway. You see a car speeding because he's about to meet up with you. You speak, Jacob. I don't know if unconsciously people do that sometimes while you're on the road. The car wants to pass with you. You don't want it to pass with you. You are not going to the same place. Everybody have their own race to run. So don't look at others, what they're doing. Focus and be consistent with what you're doing. Before you know it, you get to your destination. Some people, their destinations is far, some is so short. So don't look at every other man to determine your own race. That is what I would say. And may the Lord help us in Jesus' name.
Amen, amen, amen. Thank you very much, Mr. Israel Ademola. Thank you for taking us through all this. Please make sure that you reach out to him, and if you need to, if you need the slides, please send me an email at lifefather@gmail.com. If you send it, I'm going to forward the slides to you, so you also can educate yourself with this. But I want to say a big thanks to Mr. Israel Ademola for coming through again, even in the midst of your tight schedule. Thank you for educating us, and I hope that people don't make mistakes when they're going to buy their first home, and I hope that they contact you so as to get good deals from that.
All right. Thank you so much for having me once again.
All
And
right, sir.
I look forward to coming up some other time.
Thank you
Oh,
very much.
have a
Bye.
wonderful one.
And
Bye.
you too. Thank you very much, people, for tuning into the show today. So before we go, I wanted to share something with you. I'm going to be sharing my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. And what I'll be talking about today is how can you support Life Matters with Anuadediri? Yes, how can you support the show? How can you support the show, guys? It is very, let me tell you, I'll be sharing my screen right now. Yeah, so this is how you can support the show, guys. See, you can watch our videos. Let me, oh, let's quickly, 1 minute, guys. Okay, so this is how you can support the show, guys. Very, very simple. If you're on Instagram, you can check the link in the bio right now and you'll be able to support the show. And how you can do that is, number one, by watching the videos. So you can see we have a lot of videos that are out there. So make sure that you watch all the videos and listen to the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram. You can also send anonymous topics if you want us to talk about something and you don't want, you can click on that link and you send us the topics you want. But also, guys, see, this is the icon I'm talking about. This icon is what? Tap here to support me. It is very important that you're able to support us. So click on that link, tap to support, and you'll be able to. So the for one support you give us is $100. It's just what we have in mind to use to scale up the show is $10,000. So please, people, make sure that you support. I'm sure that you can watch this and you're listening this and you're seeing how you can support us. So please make sure you support your girl. And if you don't have up to $100, you can just click what they call it. You can check our page. You can send us an email at the Interact if you want to send Interact if you're within Canada, and you can just support us. So that's what I wanted to show each and every one of you. Till we see you tomorrow on another episode of Life Matters with Anuadediri, and our final guest will be Mr. Femi Aguda. God bless you. See you tomorrow, and please make sure that you share this video with your friends and your family. Till we see you next time. Bye.